No.
So, another episode, Zero Interest, episode 7, season 2.
Of
Excuse me.
RWBY.
Yeah, that whole thing.
Dance Dance Infiltration.
I was gonna say it, but yeah, that one. So,
So we open up on back at the party. Hey, people are wearing different colored dresses now. Boy,
yeah,
I
there's a
wonder where they
purple
were.
one.
And a black one and a blue one.
Also,
All sorts.
just gonna say this now before we do anything important. I think I figured out what the piping thing symbolizes on the suits. It's the schools they're from. Yay. Because Neptune is also wearing the orange piping while Jean is wearing red, and so is Ren, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So red would be Beacon, orange would be Haven, I'm going to say. And then the white ones would be Atlas. So,
Yeah.
yay. Figured that
I
out
don't know what
possibly.
most of those schools are. But anyways, uh, we get like shots of all the teachers and Mr. Ironwood, Tin Man General, is asking Glenda silently to the dance, and she's
Just
eye
like,
roll
"Ugh,"
and
and then take a seat.
and yeah, yeah. And
Even in your like 40s, you can be a tsundere if you want to.
and so then we go to Ruby and Jean are both at the punch bowl
To the socially awkward.
with the punch, drinking punch, like cool people who don't have dates. And so John finds out that, yeah, Weiss is all by herself. And, yeah, he thought she was gonna, why wouldn't Neptune say yes? And so,
Yeah, and then he sees Neptune, who decided to go to the dance but went stag instead of going with the girl that asked him, which is, yeah, I said it during the episode, it's kind of a dick move.
yeah,
I'd rather go alone than go with you, is what that says. That's rough.
oh yeah, it is not good. uh, so Jean's like, okay, I need to. This dude's being a jerk. I should probably go and talk to him about this freaking stuff. And so he walks towards him, and then Pyrrha walks past him, and he's like,
Hot damn.
yeah.
Hold my punch.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pyrrha. And I said it when we were watching it. Good boy. Good boy. You made the right decision to follow Pyrrha.
It's a little disconcerting that you keep calling him good boy.
He's a boy. That's what he is.
He is, yes.
Also,
In the derogatory
sometimes
sense, but yes.
I treat him more like a puppy than a character at times. I admit to that.
That's also not entirely wrong.
So he goes to because like it's very easy for him to make the wrong decision and for it to cause drama and just be unnecessary. So he goes over to Pyrrha and he's like, "Hey, where's your date?" And she's like, "I don't have one because people put me on a pedestal and that makes me unapproachable."
Yeah, celebrity spiel. We know the routine.
Yeah. Which, I kind of like that it takes this long to really get that. Like you told me earlier on, Casey.
It's obvious early on, though. That's like,
Yeah.
She's really interested in him right away because the only thing she knows about him is that he doesn't know about her. That's literally it.
Yeah.
That is the entire basis for her infatuation with him. Which, when you think about it, all the Jean Pierre shippers are going to be mad as hell at me right now. But when you think about it, that's actually really fucking shallow.
Well, I think that's more like the impetus than the entirety of their relationship. Because you can tell that she does, find him funny and does care for him. So I feel like it's less like, oh, like she just likes him because he doesn't know who she is. It's more like, she likes him because he treats her like a regular person, and he's also, a funny, good guy from what she's seen. So I feel like it would be too much to say that that's just all there is to their relationship. But, that's an argument for another day, I guess. So, they're both alone in that sense of, I didn't get asked out, and you didn't even ask anybody out. Well, you kind of did.
He did.
It was
actually
a bad one. You tried to serenade her.
He asked in song.
I mean, like, that would work if he was good at music.
Or if he wasn't just doing guitar, which is like the laziest way to do it.
Or if he didn't try to do it when she was right in front of her.
Try and do it that way. Yeah?
Or if he didn't try to do it in the most unromantic way possible, which is knocking on her dorm room and trying to serenade her in front of all her friends. Like...
Yeah, this... basic technique for asking someone out is when they're alone.
Yeah.
Like, they're not pressured in any way whether to say yes or no in that sense, if they're alone.
Yeah.
And they can make the decision, and they don't have to worry about, hey, there's people behind me that are watching all of this, and I'm not going to say yes and make myself vulnerable while they're watching.
Yeah. So, especially with Weiss.
Oh god, yes. Like, of all people, it's the worst way to do it.
Yeah. And, like, he mentions before, Weiss is a really good singer, and you're going to try to sing to her.
Yeah. Well, she's musical, right? It's like playing to her interests, right?
You need to impress her, though. Or at least make her laugh, and he didn't do any of those.
As someone who tried to impress a singer by being a singer, it doesn't work out particularly well, whether you're good or not. And at the time, I was quite good. I say at the time. Kenshi has repeatedly called me out for being shit now. He's not wrong. Not that it bothers me.
No, it's completely fine. And so Pierre walks away, and she's all sad, and he's about to call out to her. And he partially does. And then good old Neptune walks out. He's like, hey.
Wait. Hey, Jean, right?
Yeah.
This party's pretty lame, huh? I mean, ballroom dancing.
What's up, my boy? How about
Checked out
them
these
dames?
fine ladies up in this business.
Yeah. And then we get some actual characterization for Neptune, which is he tries. Yeah, he's really tries hard to be cool, and that's all he really seems to care about. Is maintaining his image of being the cool guy.
Fair point for tryhards. If you do consistently try hard, you eventually get good at it, in fairness. So
yeah. And so Jean's like, okay, so why don't you go with Weiss? And he's like, well, I can't dance. And Jean's like, so he'd rather break her heart and then go to the dance anyways to hit on girls rather than just admit you can't dance. And he's like, well, when you put it like that way, though, like...
You sound like an asshole.
Yeah. And John's like, just go talk to her. It'll make her night. Which I feel like is rather mature for Jean. And,
literally saying the same thing that Pyrrha said to him.
Yeah, yeah. But at the same time, he's, like, being able to say that, considering that he's telling him to go talk to the girl that he was, crushing on, that takes a certain amount of maturity and kind of, I wouldn't say it makes up for this, for this whole drama thing, but it makes it better.
It does, yeah. It was very by the numbers for most of it. This is the first of any moment that's been in this entire sequence of events that is a little different.
Yeah.
So credit where it's due for that, but that's still only one point in this whole thing.
Yeah. And then, cut back and Jean shows up in a dress.
Jean? Promise is a promise.
And then the show gets amazing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Neptune goes to talk to Weiss, and, while they're doing that, Jean shows up in a dress. And he's like, hey, Pierre, let's dance. And I was laughing at that. And, briefly before that, I just have to mention, we saw Penny, and she was doing the...
Yeah, she was literally standing between two guards that were bookending her and stopping her from talking to anyone. But then in the middle of it, she's just going...
And I'm like, boy, is she great.
Make the most of it, I guess, right?
Yeah. That's what I'd be doing. And so, yeah, Jean and his team dance.
Sorry. I'm good.
Well, Jean is in a dress, and, he makes Pierre laugh, and they really have a fun time and some really well choreographed dancing.
Choreographed. One person did the rigging, and then that was it.
Yeah.
But still, it's a good...
It's
good
technically choreographing, though.
Technically. It's the easiest choreographing anyone could ever do. Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's still choreographing.
Okay.
It's pretty decent for what it is, basically. And the whole thing with Jean shows up in a dress and he goes to dance with Pierre. I like that end to this particular little mini thing. And it's pretty good,
Well,
so yeah,
they are all athletes, in fairness.
So
I mean, even Jean, who is the scrub and the shit one, his fucking shoulders in the dress, it's fucking it's weird.
He's not he's only scrawny in regards to everyone else who's super.
Yeah.
So, plus he's been training, so there's that too.
Yeah.
But overall, like the whole love triangle thing, lots of by the book stuff, but the fun dance and the dress at the end, and learning more about Neptune and having Jean be mature about that makes it better. Otherwise, I'd just not be interested in this at all, the whole thing. So kudos to them, at least, for, I guess, salvaging it.
Yeah.
And, Weiss is like, hey, what made you come talk to me? I thought you were, embarrassed. And Neptune's like, well, you're looking at him.
That guy.
That guy. Weiss is like, oh, maybe he's not a jerk.
The one that's in sneakers and a dress.
Maybe he's not a jerk. The fact that he's still wearing sneakers is great.
They probably didn't train in heels, okay? It makes sense.
So, cut to Cinder is gonna be breaking in and doing something.
It appears all the dancers have partners.
How long do I have?
We should probably be home by midnight to be safe.
I'll keep my eye on the clock.
Hey,
And
remember,
RWBY
we should probably get this done by midnight.
Yeah. And Ruby's like walking out. She sees Cinder. Like
Easily used. Sorry.
she sees Cinder trying to video game walk across a poorly constructed rooftop.
Yeah, that was really awkward.
Yeah.
Like they've got the running animations down of not having them look like they're ice skating anymore, but
Yeah.
might have pushed the boat out a bit too far with the whole trying to run across rooftops and make it look
That
realistic.
roof just wasn't well constructed for that type of movement. Unless you're going to be doing like short hops or jumping.
It probably would have been okay if they just had her running across the very peak of the roof. Just
Yeah.
done that, like 1 foot in front of the other kind of thing. That probably been okay. The way they tried to do it looked really awkward and broken.
Yeah. So Cinder walks into the big base thing tower.
Yeah, it's the
And-
CCT. It's the communication tower.
She's just walking in and she's like dressed all sexy because screw you, she's a spy now. And
Cleavage.
yeah. And she's just proceeds to beat up all the guards.
Stop!
Goes to the elevator. It opens up. Guards see that she's taking out everyone else. Like,
We're just gonna stand here and wait for her to get into the lift and just let that happen for some reason.
yeah. Also, Cinder can apparently make swords come out of nowhere. So, yeah.
Class.
It's black glass.
Still class. Don't know where that.
I
came
mean-
from.
Like, it's a really awesome power to have. But you'd think that the glass swords would shatter when you use. I mean, technically, no, aura. Aura's a thing.
Yeah, it is. Theoretically,
I-
you could strengthen it with aura. So yes.
Yeah.
And, well, it is assembled, so technically it's made of aura. So that'd be particularly
not-
easy for her.
Quite sure exactly how her power works.
Neither's anyone, so don't worry too much about it.
It just works.
Yeah. Okay, if
Just
we're going
like
to pick
King
in
Crimson.
realism, then trying to launch yourself when you're a 15-year-old girl with a sniper rifle, just from the kickback, just launching yourself through the air, that's not going to happen either. But
I know. It's real cool.
there's a certain extent that you can read into it without being a bit too nitpicky.
So she gets to the tower, to the communication tower, and she starts, doing stuff on the computer, and a chess piece appears on the screen, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be.
It's a queen.
Okay, it's a queen. That's like part of my brain was like, is that the bishop? No.
The
It's not
bishop's the
quite.
one that looks like a nipple on the top.
But that's what this one kind of looks like.
Okay, a lot of chess pieces admittedly look like they have a nipple on the top, but the bishop is the one that... Okay, cross between a nipple and a flower that hasn't bloomed yet, like a tulip. Kind of sort of like that. Is the bishop.
Yeah. Okay. Because I've not played conventional chess in a while. I have like an Aztec chess set I got from Mexico. Which has some unconventionally shaped pieces, I think. So I'm not too familiar with the standard black and white chess set pieces and how they're designed.
Memory serves, the queen just has a sort of crown on the top of it, with a little bit on the top. So just,
Well, it's got like a little round thing on top of it, like the one in here, like it shoots out around the side.
Yeah, that's a queen.
So she's like, "Yeah, upload the queen. It's on every screen.
Know
Gonna
what I mean?
go." Yeah.
She's on the scene.
hey, look, it's RWBY. I'm gonna end this rhyming.
I don't have a not a rhyme button, but you can just imagine a like.
It's a slant rhyme. Thank you very much.
No, it isn't. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to say it's not.
Learn poetry. Gosh darn it.
I know bits of poetry.
Don't know what a slant rhyme is.
I know it's shit, and it always sounds shit.
Ah. So.
I mean, you could call it a sloppy rhyme also, but
sometimes you can't find a rhyme for orange, and you just have to kind of go for it.
There are actually rhymes for orange, but okay, you say so.
But not ones that may work for the poem you're trying to tell.
Don't use the word orange. Boss.
So, Ruby's like, hey, why don't you take off that mask? And then Cinder's like, pulls out her cylinder and like, so all of a sudden is now shooting glass shards.
So why don't you take off that...
I think that's like dust or something she's letting loose in the air. I don't know.
Glass dust, probably. That is a thing that exists, so it could be, and she's just forming it into the shapes that she needs.
Yeah. So they have a brief encounter in which she's like got a bow now, arrows that explode. And then she manages to escape, and RWBY looks back and sees Ironwood has just entered. And so there we go. That's her thing. She did something. We don't know what it is.
And now she's doing the smug voice again. She escapes, and then she disguises herself in a dress and dances with Mercury. She's smoking.
Leaves her little mask behind.
And then we hear the chimes of midnight, Master Zero. I made that joke after we watched the end of the episode. I had to make it again. That's why Zero's just sort of going at me. But,
So, one brief thing I don't think we mentioned is that when they're doing the thing where they're looking over the crowd, trying to find her, you see a very brief shot of Neptune going like, all by himself.
Did not notice that, but okay, good to know.
And he's like, you tell he can't really dance. And it's really not fitting with the music, but he's trying. He's being very uncool. Just exactly what John wanted, so. Yeah, Cinder and Mercury are like, yeah, we're gonna do this. It's gonna go. We got this. And yeah.
To be clear, they did do something very important in this episode, and it will come back. So
I don't know what it is, but it's apparently
super important.
Yeah, that's probably set up for the next big battle.
Nope,
it's gonna happen.
Don't even try and guess, because you're not going to get it.
Well, let's see. The Queen. Is it like a virus?
What are you going to accomplish by trying to guess, okay? Because either you're going to get it wrong and nothing's going to happen, or you're going to get it right and I'm going to have to try and fake my way into bluffing you out, okay?
Well, let's see. She put a thing into the communications tower.
I'm just gonna take my headphones off, and you're gonna have to just signal me to come back in, okay? Because
okay.
I'm not gonna try and figure out when you get the right one and just try and keep neutral face. I don't have a good poker face, so I'm not gonna do that.
All right. So I won't share my guess.
Okay.
But if what I'm thinking does actually happens, I'll mention it when it does. How about that?
All right.
There we go. And we'll find out when we get there.
Alrighty.
And that's it for the episode. No other real thoughts. because we discussed everything as we went through it. Uh, but boy, does that thing that she did to the computers in the communication tower have potential. So
A lot of things it could do.
yeah, I'm thinking it's one of three, possibly. But yeah, that's it.
Okay.
See you guys next time.
What are you doing?
Posing.
Okay, whatever. I don't care. Alright, so that's the end of the episode. I'm just gonna ignore that he's doing whatever that is. So that was episode 7 of season 2, Dance Dance Infiltration, and we'll be back in the future with another one of these on either Wednesday or Sunday. I don't know which this will be, so whenever it comes out. Bye then.
Bye.